I'm about to hoard these carrots with a burner made of more than 14 carats. What's good? Me when I'm hopping out the chamber. When I'm pulling up, you know that it's danger. I'm one that stay with the drum like a band, geek exotic in the rap solid gold. When we ash these Nash plays, I ain't nothing that you can handle. Try and you'll get toe open like a sandal.
Hello everyone. God damn, this shit feels so foreign to me. It's been like cool 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months since I showed my face. I've come across a nice batch of just K-pop takes and opinions over the past couple of months. So tonight we're gonna get into this thing. Look, it's 12 o'clock midnight. I'm ready to talk some shit. It's the perfect time to talk some shit. Tonight we're gonna dig through all of that. You feel me? Before we get into this video, link to the Patreon or whatever is linked down there. Will be linked. Let's get into this video, man.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out. Pretty girls don't do drama.
So no, Twice has definitely been like the biggest group in JYP, like their first 2 years in within debut, right? I believe that Stray Kids, they can get in that realm and honestly do better in terms of like sales and shit, right? Out of sheer impact, accolades, awards, and to even stretch it, right? Their ties to Japan, y'all know Japan and Asia in general rock Twice so heavy. Like Twice is really Asia's girl group if you're keeping it 1,000. Stray Kids is not in that realm. Simple as that.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out.
I hate TikTok, right? With my K-pop soul. It ruins everything that it touches, right? And music is not excluded from that shit. It helps a handful of K-pop groups to get their clout out momentarily. It just became a real saturated place, and there's some weird stuff over there, even on the K-pop side, like that whole Wonyoungism thing that teenage girls took real serious. And it also became a nice good bashing place for your faves, right? The TikTok dances are cool and stuff, you know, when they dance with like my other favorite idols from different groups and shit. Same label, different groups. You know, recently they've been breaking off and doing, you know, dance challenges with other groups and different labels, but for the most part, same label, you know, same family tree.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out.
Okay, this is real Blink shit. Blink finna come out of me. Okay, so absolutely not. I'll say Rose and Bruno, they both pushed that shit. Rose had the catchy parts and Bruno delivered. Not to mention, these two promoted the song afterwards, like YouTube shorts. I seen YouTube. I seen Rosie on YouTube for like 2 weeks straight promoting that song. Her and Bruno, award shows, Instagram posts, them eating pizza together and shit, and just having a cool time promoting the music. I think that most definitely helped the song get pushed more. Let's say this, you can highball it. You can say, let's say the song got even bigger because of Bruno Mars, right? That is cool. That would be insane if the song was probably one of her smallest songs ever. That'd be insane. Last time I checked, two superstars get together, they make a big ass song, and that's exactly what they did. That is exactly what they did. I don't know. I'm usually looking at stats and fucking sales and shit. The song is doing very well. Probably the second best statistically out of like everybody else in the group, right? Lisa did the best, Rosie, and boom, 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 right? But I'll say hell nah. They both contributed to that massively, for that song to be pushed.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out.
I don't cap my raps. That shit is cap as hell. Insert, boom, boom. I hope I pop in some blinds, right? I believe it's a top 3 color. It's slept on because it's not usually worn, right? I I ain't gonna hold you. It might take a little bit more confidence to rock that blind because not too many people rock it. Okay, but I do think it's a top 3 color. I think red is the best. It's my favorite. I go red, black, and then blonde.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt. You just touched down and out. Pretty girl.
I know y'all enjoyed that. If aespa started off pushing out good music, right? The kind of music that they're making now, if they were making that shit back then when they first came out, I might look at them differently. Honestly, they're making a turn, making a really good turn. Honestly, the turn they probably completed. They made a good turn. How y'all feel about aespa? I know how I felt about them. I just think they started off bad, like started off real bad. I feel like they've done too much damage to K-pop, right? All right, let's get into that. If you look at it, aespa definitely had the impact and the range to affect K-pop. Like that's how scary this shit was. All right, so this may seem like extra as hell for people that are aespa fans, but y'all remember when they were making Savage and Next Level, and you can see like the effects of it. You can definitely see the effects of that shit like trickle into K-pop and the way how groups handle their title tracks and stuff. I'm gonna have to say Armageddon is obviously not the best K-pop song this year, but it's in my top 10. It's definitely in my top 10. So I think that says a lot. It doesn't have to be my favorite, but if it's on my favorite list, but it's a very, very valid song.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt. You just touched down and out.
All right, so I like when new K-pop fans come in and they genuinely believe that the gen that they came in is the best gen. Really. If you ask a motherfucker like me, what is your favorite gen? It's gonna be third gen. Third gen easily, right? It still has a modern feel to it. And second gen doesn't have that. When you listen to second gen, it has a very outdated sound to it. Still sounds good. Sounds great. Second gen is amazing. It sounds great, but the sound is very dated. And third gen hasn't gotten to that yet. Number one. Number two, I want to say it had a very strong hip hop presence, more than second gen. Honestly, more than any other gen. I mean, mostly, I think it was because in terms of groups, YG was definitely doing the heavy lifting in terms of boy groups and girl groups rapping and having that concept and shit, or his batch of solo artists and duos coming out going crazy and making other songs with other K-pop hip-hop artists and shit, and making bangers like Bermuda Triangle and what's that shit I like Two Bear from Kisum, right? Love that shit. Also the freaking rap not reality shows, the rap variety shows, I feel like it started to come out during that time. Like K-pop had a strong hip-hop presence during third gen. The boy, I love him some hip-hop, I love him some K-pop. If you blend the two, the chance I will like it. But I will say with this statement, no, I disagree. Fifth gen is not nowhere near the best gen at all. Mostly because it's still in its infancy. I'm enjoying fifth gen at the moment. I'm enjoying it more than, let me get into that. So I'm enjoying fifth gen at the moment, right? The groups that they have out, I like the batch that they have. Really great groups, cool music, right? But they are still in their infancy. They haven't taken the fucking training wheels off yet. And also the landscape is not consistent. Literally a year ago, K-pop was different. Especially 2 years ago. That's when we got the Ives and the new gen. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I like fifth gen. I would rather you say any gen is the best gen. First, second, third, fifth, but fourth gen. If you ever tell me that the best gen is fourth gen, you're out of your damn mind. Because I just feel like fourth gen was a disappointment. Overall, I think they had a handful of good things and good groups that came out of that, but you know, so the fourth gen, that's the first complete gen that I've experienced. Because I came in during the middle of third, I was able to experience the full fourth gen, and now we in the beginning of the fifth. Fourth gen wasn't all that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Third had better bangers. So, man, look, I really should make a video about ranking the gens and getting. I'll probably do that some other time. I also hate how you motherfuckers pushed Ice One. I really hate that. They didn't need all that success, bro. I stand on that. Next.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out.
So this person only knows 5th gen. Cool, right? Cool. And the only reason that they may know Blackpink is because they are still active and massive at the moment. So you have to know about them if you are tuned in to K-pop, right? But let's be real. The last group that y'all compared to Blackpink was Everglow. And look what happened to them. I love comparing groups. I like comparing things in general. It's a fun thing to do. But there is no comparison with these two groups. Style, sound, none of that is comparable. Not even an impact. People may try to compare Kiss of Light to Blackpink because I can see these 4 girls probably excelling individually. I think that's why Blackpink, they can excel individually, and Kiss of Life may have the makings of that. If you look at Belle and Julie, you look at their interviews, man, you could tell they can probably carry their own. Just not right now. They still rookies. Are they still rookies? Or some shit like that. They still fresh, so they can't carry their own yet. But I do see the makings. That'd be the only fucking thing. Only fucking thing I can see that's comparable. Everything else, no.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out. Pretty
So I disagree. I'm not a 2nd gen baby. I didn't come into this thing as 2nd gen, so I don't support abuse. They should be trained hard while they are trainees. It instills that well-known K-pop work ethic that we all know and love. As an idol, not a fucking idol. If you're an idol, if you can't get through those 2-3 years of that phase of K-pop training, you probably don't deserve to be an idol, dog. It's a rigorous career, whether if you have deep training or not. If you could get through those training years, man, you could get through anything, in my opinion. I don't feel like it's smooth sailing after debut, but it's less treacherous. Post debut, they should dial it back. Right? Dial it back. That the insane training and hours on end, dial that shit back. Because you do want these idols to have the energy to go on these variety reality award shows, and that requires stamina, especially at award shows. You have to be there all fucking day. And one thing I've never been able to wrap my shit around is the food situation, right? You out here feeding these teenagers and fucking coffee cups. I've never understood that. The coffee cup method and the goddamn abuse. Those are the two things I've never tried to understand, because it doesn't need to be a thing. The abuse and the coffee cup eating should not be a thing.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out.
Kiss of Life is easily one of the most talented 5th gen groups. I didn't think it was deniable. They don't have to be the most talented. Who gives a shit about the most talented group? If you are one of the most talented, top 5, top 10, that's what matters most. To say that they only have a couple members, they don't have the depth, the makeup for that shit in terms of vocals and charisma, right? They excel in those two things. For whatever fucking reason, people feel like groups should excel in everything when that is never the case. You have some groups that will just simply thrive in one thing. You have some groups that will simply thrive in 2 things, or just be balanced and be good at everything, right? Because people like that. More than half the time, groups will only thrive in one thing. And for you to be like, okay, I believe in pointing out weaknesses, right? That's cool. But if you feel like they're not talented or one of the most talented because they have weaknesses, I think you're analyzing them wrong, dog. You pull up to any Kiss of Life concert, they're gonna rock the stage. You're not gonna just be bored. If you are a boring bitch and have no charisma and no energy on stage, dog, K-pop is all about performing at the end of the day. Give a fuck about singing, rapping. I'm not saying I don't care about this, but overview, right? None of that other shit matters. Everything is about performing. Everything is about looking polished, bro.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt. You just touched down and
So I agree. He could have tapped into their potential more, right? He could have tapped into their sales more, their growth, popularity, all those good things. Here's how I look at it. None of that shit will be noticeable. If you look at what Blackpink are right now, right? I think if they were making music consistently during the early parts of their career, I think they would have gotten here at a quicker pace, slightly quicker. Not even that drastically. I think they would have gotten where they are right now just slightly quicker. Mostly because, dog, they started off as superstars already. Off debut, off rip, they started off like that. All they needed was the experience and the growth. But they were superstars as soon as fucking Whistle and Boobayah came out. They just have that kind of pull, active eyes on them, even when they are not active. And I'm gonna be honest, most groups cannot do that shit. Most of them can't. Idol can do that. They've done it. You feel me? Them Idol girls run on that. They really went on a 3-song run. Twice can do it because they are the Asia's girl group. And Blackpink can do it because that's their blueprint. Those are the 3 that can definitely take a hiatus for like a year, maybe a year and a half, and then come back even better, come back even stronger, come back even more popular. You feel me? That's the video, everyone. I'm out.
Paper boy, I'm about that paper boy. If you ain't on your grind, then you flex and use a hater boy. Paper boy, I'm about that paper boy. If you ain't making money, then you ain't a money maker boy. Paper clip, I'ma need a paper clip. I'm stacking up this paper so you know I'll make this paper flip. Paper flip, I'ma make this paper flip. Then head to Magic City and I bet this paper make a strip. Paper man, I'll be in the paper man like Wall Street Journal, yeah, cause I'll be getting paper man, I'll be getting paper